Anyone come challenge me? Safety Palace, Safety Palace. What you say? What you say? Yeah. Anyone come challenge me? High noon, Cancun, insurgents come real soon. Bust your gun, murder them. Weak the kings, you heard of them. Save the queen, save the shield. When enemy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the love of the challenge. I am your host, Robert Stewart Jr., and today I have a special guest, none other than Save the Palace himself, who helped produce it, make it happen. Teck Money. Teck, how are you doing this afternoon, sir?
Oh, Robert, man, I'm doing awesome, bro. That was the best intro I ever heard, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I had to definitely get the man, the myth, the legend himself. We got to talk about it all. We're going to talk about the final. We're going to talk about all stars. We're going to talk about the real world. I want to kick it off like this. Your first final you ever did, what was it? What was it like? Was it what you expected, or was it 10 times harder?
It was both. You know what I'm saying? It was everything I expected it more. I was so excited to do it. You know what I'm saying? 10 times harder. Yeah, it was 10 times harder because they said it was a challenge all stars, and I thought we was gonna be on the senior golf tour. They was trying to throw us into, like they was playing us like we 22. I mean, the first thing we did, that bike ride was probably about 25 to 30 miles for real. So
well, at least it was a bike ride. I went 6.5 miles, and it felt like my legs was ready to fall off after mile 4 or 5. So I definitely understand that.
What you say? My bad. My Siri started talking to me. You said what?
His Siri is talking to y'all, but I said when I did about 6.5 miles, it felt like my legs was gonna fall off after mile 4. So
yeah, we did that. We did that about 3 times over, bro.
Oh yeah, I definitely expect. But what was your recovery time like? Because explain to the audience, it's like the next day. I know your body is completely out of it sore. What was your recovery process after that day?
To be honest with you, man, I had so much left in the tank. Like, if you saw the challenge, you know that I didn't get to, you know what I'm saying? I didn't, Nehemiah and Darrell was hurt. And I ain't gonna lie, we went out the next day. They was hurt. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to feel that pain. Not like you know what I'm saying? I wanted to feel that pain because I didn't have that pain, I wanted to be like, they really couldn't walk. So you got to ask that's more like a Darrell and Nehemiah question. Like, I still had a lot left in the tank. I wanted to just give it all. I wanted to be like, it's one of those things that, like, you got to carry me out. I was ready to be carried out, so I didn't have that pain. For me, I was so hyped. I was on adrenaline. You know what I mean? That adrenaline is a powerful drug. You know what I'm saying? I had because we didn't sleep. I didn't sleep all that night. First of all, I'm not a sleeper. Everybody knows I'm the dude that stays up all night. You know what I mean? And for me, like, to be anxious and not already sleeping, I didn't sleep a wink. And then I'm just like, let's go. So I had no Red Bull, I had no coffee, I had nothing, no cocaine, nothing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
well, that's amazing because, man, I'm telling you, I run a Spartan race, and I'm telling you, after my second one, my legs was tore up after that second race, and I mean, I was wore out. So that's just amazing that you got a lot left in the tank. And I know you did not finished it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I mean, it's just amazes me that your body didn't go through that pain that we normally go through at the day after. So that's definitely interesting to come to your play. So let's talk about this final. And I understood why.
Hold on. Before I got it, hold on, let me ask you a question. You from St. Louis?
Yes, sir.
I hear it all in your voice, brother.
Yes, I am from St. Louis, Missouri. Yes.
All right, I was born in Alton, Illinois. That's why I know. So I did all my little summers in Alton and St. Louis. Like,
okay.
Are you my age?
I am actually 39.
So you grew up on Magic 108.
Yes, Magic 108. I remember Magic 108 for sure. Matter of fact, I just heard somebody that I ain't heard in years. It was a Tony Scott or somebody that I popped up. I think he was like 96.3 now, and I was like, wow, I ain't heard him in a minute.
Yeah,
so
Tony Scott, was it Tony Scott, DJ Cut, Chad Saunders?
Yep.
Yep. I'm from this area because I was gonna ask you about that too because I saw that on the internet and I was saying no way he from Alton, Illinois. I said
Oh,
ain't no way. So
yeah,
I
I
so
heard your accent. I said I just got to ask you if you from St. Louis. That's a St. Louis accent all
that's
day right
right.
there.
That's right, man. So how long ago did you move out?
I mean, I go back to. I go back to Alton all the time. I'm in St. Louis all the time.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
Like
that.
my dad lives in Edwardsville.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I got some all my family is in Alton, East
Okay.
St. Louis, Madison. I got some family in St. Louis. You know, I used to
Oh,
stay at
okay.
Jennings back in the day.
Oh, okay.
You
I
know,
didn't know
so
that. That's
yeah,
interesting.
So I just had to connect real quick. You know,
Yeah.
are you you go to the Chinaman? You mess with the Chinaman?
Yeah, I do. I
The
do.
Rice House?
I only go to the one off Parker Road out here. I've been going
I,
for years.
I know you. That's why I asked you. I knew that's why I asked you because St. Louis people bougie. They like I only go to the Rice House. So
Yeah, right. So, and I'm just like, man, I only go to a particular one, and then there's another one I go to that's off of I think that's New Florissant Road or something like that. So it's been a while. So
That's why I asked you because I want to hear your response because the St. Louis people like, yeah, but I only go to the one on on New Halls Ferry. I don't go to the one.
what high school did you go to?
I grew up in Peoria though, but
Okay.
yeah, I was in Peoria. But like I said,
Okay.
I do all my when I go home, I miss to go to Alton. I barely go to Peoria now, but my sister only lives in Peoria. But like I said, my dad's in Edwardsville. All my whole family is in Alton. And then all we do is we go shopping in St. Louis and all that. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
real quick with that about that.
Yeah. So,
Go ahead,
'cause
man.
I wouldn't be surprised if some of my people know your people. I wouldn't be surprised at all because when you said East St. Louis, I know it's always connection somewhere.
It
So
is. It
I'm like,
is.
it'd just blow my mind if somebody like, yeah, I know this good person. I saw, okay, I did not know that. I said,
Yeah.
this is interesting. So
Venice, Madison. My family's over there. They was in the school system in Venice and Madison. So
okay.
if you know anybody over in Venice and Madison in the school system, they know my people. They was over there like running the school system over there, which is pretty much East St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? It's all connected over there.
So how did you get connected with the real world? I want to hear this story.
Oh man, so back in the day, I'm old school, so I put together a tape. VCR,
Right.
a little VCR tape, sent them my tape, and then the rest was history. They liked my tape and they called me in. I talked a lot of smack like I always do. They ran with it.
Yeah, they did because I remember that season you did something that nobody has ever done and just run around butt naked, and I think that was a unique thing. What made you set off and say, "Let me go here and do something silly and do that"?
Well, I tell people the circumstance. A, we were locked out the crib. B, it was hot AF. D, we was in Hawaii. And D, we had a pool. So shit, we young, we dumb. You know what I'm saying? Come on, let's get some. It was like the situation called for. We're gonna do jumping out our clothes on. Hell no, we gonna. And I just so happened they had the coolest partner to do it with. Just the way life works out. I mean, it wasn't planned. Like I said, we was locked out the house. We tried to go in the house. We couldn't get in the house. So what's the best thing to do? Let's just wait for everybody else. Take a dip. I was 23 years old. I never had a pool in my backyard. I never been to Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? Circumstance.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The circumstances is the reason why he jumped in the pool, but it actually set that off because we'd never seen anything like that. Especially that was a little bit deeper into the real world time, but they were also
you got to jump right into the deep end, Rob. You got to jump right into the deep end.
Yeah, the deep end, right? You definitely got to do that because number one, you got to jump in the deep end, and you got to take those risks, and that's what Teck does. So, the challenge 2000, you hit that up. What was your first reaction when you hit the challenge during that time?
I really like that challenge. That's like the challenge format that I really like. We was going from city to city. I was meeting people. We were on the bus, getting to know each other. It was like we were like a rock band, like two rock bands basically touring with each other. That's what it felt like. We had our tour buses. We get out. We basically do our show. We get back on the bus and hit a new city. And that was fun. I mean, I got the bungee jump off the stratosphere. I got the jump out of an airplane. I mean, those are life experiences that you can't take back. So that was probably one of the best times of my life. Everybody always asks me what's the best time I ever had, like on one of these shows. It's skydiving, and trying to learn on that target, man, that was probably the coolest thing I ever done in my life. The coolest thing I ever done in my life.
That's cool. So 20 years later, you get a call, say, hey, you want to be on All Stars. Could you believe it? Or what was your initial reaction to Mark when he made that call, or production when they made that call?
Well, excuse me, Rob. Production, it was funny. Production that actually called me about a week earlier about homecoming. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. They called me a week earlier about homecoming. So I was already kind of on alert about homecoming, right? So when I called, they called me back. It was the same lady casting. I forget who called me. And I was like, oh, yeah, I've been trying to call around and trying to see what everybody's doing. She was like, oh, no, I'm calling you about something else. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, we're doing this new thing. And I was like, oh, okay. You know, it's pandemic time, you know. Right. I was working, but I was like, I wasn't tired of anything. Mm-hmm. So I was like, well, let's go. So what's the terms? You know, let me know the terms. Mm-hmm. If the terms is there, I'm there. Mm-hmm.
So the terms was there. You was like, okay, we get ready to do this. And now, could you believe that you about to hit the challenge after 20 plus some years? Was it what you expected, or was it something that you was like, well, I didn't expect this intensity going into the game? What was your initial reaction when you first got to the location of All Stars?
Well, actually, when I was, okay, they said All Stars, like the All Stars. So I'm thinking, you know, we older now. I didn't think it was going to be as intense, you know. I consider myself to be in shape, but I hadn't worked out. There's a difference. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I might be able to play a game of basketball, but I can't run like 4. You know, you feel me? It's just like, so when we get there, and then our first challenge, man, we jumped in that cold ass spot. I was like, oh, this is what it's going to be like. Okay. We woke everybody up quick. Everybody we jumped in the deep end. Once again, we jumped in the deep end and we had to swim. Some of us swam, some of us sank, myself included. You feel me? So, man, I was like, oh, this is going to be wild. So, yeah, they threw that cold water on us on the first challenge, and it woke us up quick. So, it was an eye-opening experience, but it was fun at the same time. It was definitely fun.
So, as the game was progressing, did you pick up on who was aligned with who, how to play the game quickly? Because I know you've been out of the game for a while, and as a viewer, we know those people who has been part of the challenge for so many years and who's got that tight knit. How did you adjust in your first season? Unfortunately, we know you get losers to Nehemiah in elimination. Kind of explain to me what was going through your mind when that challenge came down the pipeline.
See, I had a lot going on. See, the first season, I didn't care, Robert. The first season, I tell everybody, it was about the bag. I didn't care if I was won, lost, in the Lions. You know what I'm saying? I came in, and literally, I could have left on the first day. That's why I volunteered myself. You know, I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't tripping. I honestly was not tripping. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, hey, I know the terms, and the terms say, you feel me?
Right. Right.
So, hey, between here and there, the terms are the same. So if I go home today or here, my terms is good. Right. If I make it to the final, it's different terms, but I'm not even tripping on that this, season 1. I had a lot going on season 1, honestly, because when they first called me, I was like, cool. And then when I got on the show, some stuff came up, and I was like, man, you know what? I can leave tomorrow. So with all that said, season 1, I wasn't even playing the game. I was just there like, man, we in Argentina. You know what I'm saying? We got foxes running in our backyard. You know what I mean? This is like, I'm here to like have fun. Mm-hmm. So season 1, I wasn't tripping. I had no game plan because I didn't really care. Okay.
So how did your second go around different from the first go around? Because since I didn't really care about the first time, this is what I'm gonna do the second time around.
So second time, I was totally free in my mind. I was totally free. I had something to prove to everybody because not everybody knew I had stuff going on back at the crib. So I just wanted, my mind wasn't there. When your mind ain't there, your body ain't there. So it just, if my mind was there.
Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, something happened. Okay, so what was we saying? I'm sorry for the interruption.
I was just saying that last time, the first time I didn't care, but what changed was like when me and Nehemiah did do the final, you know what I'm saying? We both made mistakes, and mentally I saw the mistake, but I wasn't there to like even jump on it to win the challenge. You know what I'm saying? We both made mistakes. The mistake was on my side. I saw it. I could have won. I could have, you know, but mentally I was checked out. You know what I'm saying? So like my energy even to go like when the challenge wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying? I was like, how did you not see that? You know, mentally I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And I had something to prove to myself. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, bro, that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth that I didn't, you know what I'm saying, do what I was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So when I came back, I said, I'm free and my mind is free. You know what I'm saying? I don't have any mental hangups. So I'm free in my mind, so let's play the game. And I knew that once if I had to play the game, I could really play it. You know what I mean? I think differently. I think outside the box. And I just had to prove myself in the challenges. I just had to make sure I didn't lose too many challenges. I had to win enough challenges, then I'll be all right.
That's cool. That's cool to know. But how did you mend your relationship with Nehemiah? Because I know y'all were going at it on the show, and I know it's just gameplay. But how did y'all mend that to say, okay, let's mend what we had last season, and let's go get this money?
You know, it was just organic, man. Me and we always been cool. You know what I'm saying? Like it is gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like in the NBA finals. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're going against somebody, you know, y'all can be best of friends, but on the court, you know, you want to rib them and make sure they get out of if they get out their focus, you know what I'm saying? You get them out their focus, they lose, and it's just something you did on their mental, you know? So it was gameplay, man. It wasn't anything personal, you know what I'm saying? You know, it was always just me ribbing them, you know what I mean? And it was just organic. It just, it happened like that. You know, we never was beefing, you know, I'm never beefing with anybody unless it turns personal, and it didn't turn personal, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I walked in, I told him, hey man, it's me and you. We dapped it up. Was like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's hurt each other. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, don't injure each other. That was the goal, man. Don't injure each other. Let's go though. You know, we gonna go hard, and as long as we don't injure each other, we good. So, and then I think that was respect. I think that was a respect because when I did volunteer, you know what I'm saying? I think he respected that too. Like, oh shit, he ain't trying to run from me. You know what I'm saying? You called me out. Here you go. I'm volunteering. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a respect thing too. I think because we both G's about it. You know what I'm saying? We both kings. So king recognized king. You know what I mean? Right. So that's what it was.
Because you definitely didn't back down. I noticed that about you too. Because I was like, yeah, I wouldn't have backed down neither. Because if a guy challenged you, okay, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Let's knuckle up.
Yeah.
And let's do it. So with that,
and like I said, that left a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, fuck. You know. So again, I had to come back. So whether I would challenge him or somebody else, I just had to make sure that I just had to redeem myself. You know what I'm saying? To get that monkey off my back.
Now, did you train leading up going to All Stars 2 at all or anything?
All right. So then I told him from my All Stars 1, I was like, don't call me for All Stars 2. I was like, I'm straight. Man, I got home, started having a little PT. What I call it? PCSD, post-challenge stress disorder. Man, I started missing it, talking to myself about how much I was a punk ass motherfucker for not winning and not go. I was and I wasn't doing nothing. I was just talking to myself, and we all go through it. Then they called me and they was like, "You want to be on the challenge?" I was like, yeah. So basically, I didn't train because I didn't really think I was gonna do another one because I told them don't call me. But when they called me, I was like, man, I guess I got to do this. So no, I didn't train.
Okay, you didn't train. Because that's what I wonder. I always wonder if you train for it. Now, some people do, some people don't. And they just like, well, it is what it is. But going into a game like this today, you have to be physically fit or you're going to sink. So there you have it. Teck gives you the remedy. You really don't have to train.
Your cardio got to be on point, really. That's what really your cardio got to be on point because it's a lot of cardio and it's a lot of mental. It's cardio and mental. Like, how can your brain work when you're at your most tired? You know what I mean? Right. And that's what it is. I mean, regardless of what you're doing, it's basically about how can your brain work when you're at your most tired. So if for training, what I would do, I could lift some weights. I would do that just to kind of, help like grab stuff better. But if I was to train, what I would do is I would run and probably do some math problems. Run and do like whatever I could do. Run for like 2 miles and then do something. That's the best training you can do because you still got to work your brain when you're tired. That's the hardest part about the challenge.
Yeah, and I agree with that because I work in delivery. So I'm like, man, after 4 days of doing that, I'm just like, look, I'm tired. Don't talk to me. I just need to decompress, rest. But that's where the training really actually starts is when you're at the most tired and push
Right.
yourself through that. Because we seen
Right.
it on the regular challenge where they had the 50, I think it was 57 miles or 50 miles that they had to run alone, and that was crazy as it is. But
Nope.
did you get a call for All Stars 3? And if so, why did you turn it down?
Good question, Robert. I did get a call for All Stars 3. And I turned it down for 2 reasons. A, I needed a mental break. I just couldn't. I just needed a mental break. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm a strong brother. I broke down and cried like I was an 11-year-old kid that got a whooping from his mama. I broke down like a 13-year-old boy that just got heartbroken from his first crush. I was in that mud, toe up. Like, who is this dude? I said, oh no, I can't deal with this stress. Plus, and then I got production got to get some shit right. So as soon as production get some shit right, I'll come back. But yeah, I had to turn it down, man. I don't know when I'm coming back. I don't know.
Okay, that's respect. The mental aspect is what I always wonder, because it's real, y'all. I mean, that's the one thing I would like to experience, to go on a show like that. But I'm kind of going through it a little bit at work, and I'm just like, I don't see how y'all deal with this. And it's like nonstop for me, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay, this is where I need to train the most, is right here when I'm dead dog tired. So any regrets for the first 2 seasons? Could you see yourself doing something different the first seasons to get you to the final? Or can you see yourself finishing that last final and getting Ayana, which I understand why she bowed out, because she really wasn't there quite yet physically. But I got to give her props. I was more surprised at your reaction, honestly, because if that was me, I would have been a little upset. But you didn't show your frustrations or anything. You just showed you supported your partner. Y'all was there. You made it to the final. Or you somewhat satisfied how it turned out?
Yeah. One thing about me, Robert, is I keep it real at all times. I tell everybody all times, I keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And what you got to understand is when you work with a partner, that you always have that possibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go into it blind. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Our communication was broke down. That was the whole thing. You know what I mean? And that was our thing. It was broken down from a few days ago from the salad incident, which kind of carried over into the final. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So our communication was just off, and that was our downfall. You know what I'm saying? Had our communication been a little bit better, we would have started off a little differently, and that probably would have helped Yana stay in the game longer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Our communication was off. You know, had I done anything differently, maybe probably try to patch things up with Yana sooner, made it better. You know what I mean? Made the patch a little more. We were cool, but maybe I should have did it. Maybe we could have did it a couple of days before, so the energy was different. You know what I'm saying? The energy was still weird. You know what I mean? Right. It was still weird energy. So that's all. I was happy we made it to the final. Had we made it to the next part, we would have won, because me and Yana would have. When I saw them problems, when I saw them walking up to the problems, I was like, oh, that's 11. I did the problems in my head. Mm-hmm. When I saw them on the board. You know what I'm saying? I could have did them problems 80 feet away and had the math done, and we'd have been on our way to the key, you know, because we both were good at that. We both very, very smart. Mm. So I just know if we'd have made it past that, yeah, it would have been no problem.
Oh, that would have been interesting. That would have been interesting.
It would have been no problem. But I'm happy we made it to the final. I'm happy we made it to the final. Communication is very key with your partner. Communication is key, man. Nehemiah and Melinda they were King's Palace, so their communication was on point. You know, Darrell and Janelle, they had been partners from, you know, they had known each other. You know what I'm saying? So they was arguing a little bit on the course, but they had, for the most part, their communication was on key too. You know, on part two. You know, right? It's just about communication.
Let's talk about that. That's interesting, and let's talk about this King's Palace now. Because I mean, when Nehemiah came out and started singing it, and then he broke it down and I understand it now, went a little bit more details. Then afterwards, you guys hit the studio made the song, put it out there on YouTube. Everybody, not YouTube. You put it out there on all the streaming,
everywhere.
right?
Yeah.
And now, how did that come about? Going to the studio and hey y'all, let's go record the King's Palace. And now it's all over the place. So explain that to me.
I'm part time. T Diddy. Tech Money West. Tech John.
Yeah.
I got my Tech Jones, Quincy Jones on. Now how it happened was so one of the girls came into the room like early on or whatever, and they was like, "Oh, it smells good in here," because we was burning. We had one of the little air fresheners. Nehemiah he had this spray some cologne or something. So we kept it popping in the King's Palace. We players, so we kept it popping in there.
Right.
So right.
Right.
So one of the girls was like, "Ooh, it smells good here." Nehemiah was like, "Yeah, that's how it smells in the King's Palace." And I'm like, "Yo, we running with that, bro. That's our name of our clique, the King's Palace." So ever since then, it was just King's Palace.
Uh-oh. Pause. Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and then so then the day Laterian was gonna go to his elimination, we was sitting there talking. He was like, "We need a theme song," and I turned around like, "Yeah, like Save the Palace, Save the Palace." We just started singing it like right there. We was clowning, right? So then our director though, after we started clowning, our director Brad, he started like rapping. I was like, "Oh, it's the hit." I was like, "All right." So then he in my mind, I was like, "Oh, he just challenged me to write some lyrics." So, cause I was just gonna like play with it, right?
Right.
So that's when I wrote the lyrics, and then we went to Laterian's elimination. He comes back. That's when I sing it in the room, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, "Yo, I just wrote the woo woo woo." So I started singing. It was like, "Say you fella." So basically, every time we won, we would sing it, right?
Right.
Long story short, we had the crew, we had the other people in the house. We had the cleaning crew, we had the drivers, we had everybody just singing it, right? So I'm like, "Yo, we dropping it." I'm like, "Yo, I got a studio, I got a producer, we gonna do this." And it was like, cool. So when they all came to we had to do our final interviews right here in LA. When everybody came to their final interviews, I grabbed everybody. I said, "Come on." We took them. I took Nehemiah and Melinda to the studio first because LT was still out of town. I got their verses or whatever. LT came, dropped his. It was done deal.
Oh, that's how it was made. That's dope, man.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I was like, wait a minute. I said they just dropped a song and recorded it too. I said that's a drop the mic moment. I said I ain't never seen that ever done in the history of the challenge that fast. I said, man,
when you had, I know it's like I said, when MJ and everybody else was singing it, you know what I'm saying? When people going around just humming it, and they're not in the palace, you like, that's it. Darrell was like, "Man, I can't keep saying that damn song, man."
And then you had everybody singing it after that. It is like
everybody was singing. We got to do it.
And then you had the t-shirts dropping. It's like, hey, Nehemiah did Teck, and I said, "Oh, they did." I said, "I got to get a t-shirt now." So I'm definitely have to go on your website, get a t-shirt. I got one for Nehemiah's. I got to go on yours and definitely get a Save the Palace t-shirt.
I'm gonna send you one. I'm gonna send you one. I got some collector's items real quick. I gotta show you right now. Hold up.
Cool.
I'm gonna send you one.
Cool.
I do. Send me your address, bro. Hold on. Let me show you what it looks like right now.
Okay, let me take a look.
Yeah, I got some for you right now.
Send me a large.
I got you. Not a problem.
Cool.
Let's see. Hold on. I got these right here. I'll send you one of these.
Oh yeah, yes, I will. Yes, send me that large. Yes. I'm gonna send my address on your personal page. Definitely do that.
I got you. Not a problem.
Yes, because I gotta get that teacher. I'll rep that for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Definitely Save the Palace. I'll be putting your links and stuff in the comments, not comments, the podcast. I don't even know how to talk now. But but how has the challenge and the real world helped open doors for you in Hollywood?
I mean, that's a great question. I mean, I tell people all the time I haven't had to work since 1999. You know, like I live a great life, and it's all because that's all because of the real world. You know, that's why I go back. That's why I go back and try to support and help them do what I do. Because man, anytime they call me, I want to do something with them. Because I mean, that's where I started my career. When I got off the show, doors open. They still open. It's crazy. I've done so much stuff. Like my resume is fantastic. I got a fantastic resume, but I'm still Teck from the real world. It's so funny. So I guess I'm gonna use that to my advantage till I can. When I walk in the doors, people are still like, "Well, what's up, Teck?"
Right.
Teck from the real world. So, but again, I've done so much other stuff, but I'm still Teck from the real world. So right. I can't fight it. So I'm gonna run with it.
So let's talk about this movie that you was in, because I ran across a few movies that you were in, and I was like, this dude been in some movies with some heavy hitters. What was that like your first time when you hit the movie set? Was you like, okay, this is actually happening? I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe my opportunity from the real world has transcended into the film industry.
Yeah, because I can't remember the order, but I did like 3 nice ones back in I did one, oh man, what was it called? I should know this.
Yes, you should.
I should know this. I did one on MTV. What was the name of it? I did one on MTV. I can't remember. I should know the name of it. Yeah, and then I did another one. It's called Turnaround Now, but that was with Regina King and Blair Underwood. And then I did Van Wilder. So it was like bam, 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 bam. I worked with all these heavy hitters. It's like wow, and it was all from the real world. And then to me, everybody was like, "Yo, you did Van Wilder," but right before I did Van Wilder, like I said, I was working with Regina King and Blair Underwood. And as a black man, you like, yo,
right,
yo,
right.
And I'm doing the scene with Blair Underwood, and he's like, "Yo, you slamming my head against the wall." Like, that's too hard. I'm like, "Nah, bro, you can slam it harder. I don't care, bro. Just whatever we got to do." You know what I mean? So for me, I was like, my career took off like that, and it's still going. So I'm happy for it.
That's definitely a blessing to go through something like that. Look how far it has gotten to you. So, who is your favorite in the challenge? I know. Do you have favorites, or who's your favorite person that you was like, okay, this is my go-to guy when I go to the challenge or whatnot?
I mean, my go-to guy is Tyrion, because that was my roommate from season 1. You know what I'm saying? That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen him eat Doritos in his sleep. You know what I'm saying? Literally, me and Hasela would watch him reach over, not even take off his nightshade cap, grab some Doritos, eat them, and go right back to sleep. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? And we still hang out. And we still hang out here in LA. As a matter of fact, we just hung out like 2 days ago. We went and had lunch together on Sunday. That's my go-to guy. Then my OG is Cyrus. That's my OG. I always call him for advice. Matter of fact, he just called me. I got to call him back. But I like, and the reason I actually went on the challenge was to meet new people. Like, I like meeting new people because I felt like I was the cousin or the brother that left and never came back. You know how they got you know what I mean? I left early in my career and kind of didn't come back, so I don't know these people. So I like going back and meeting Nehemiah, and me and him got a relationship. I just talked to Kendall the other day. Kendall hooked me up with a jewelry supplier that got me some jewelry. Mama Hasela, I met Mama Hasela. She turned into Mama Hasela. At least tuck us in at night with the Vicks Vapor Rub. You know what I mean? It's just like, I like meeting these people because I didn't know these people. So I like meeting everybody. I mean, to me, I just like going back meeting these people.
That's what's up. Now that's what I like to hear. I had a question about mine. It's gonna come back to me, but since you've been full circle with this now, we don't know how long All Stars is gonna last. I hope it lasted for a long time because I had some speculations because I didn't know whether or not MTV is gonna continue to carry the challenge, since now you got the CBS challenge that's get ready to air, which just took place. You got Paramount. Also, you can catch up on All Stars 1 and 2 on Paramount, as well as Homecomings. Homecomings are definitely good. I've been watching Homecoming New Orleans. If you have not checked that out, please go like, subscribe, check those reunions out. Do we see a Hawaii reunion in the near future? Are you let me rephrase that. Are you legally can say that is there a reunion in the future, or maybe?
Man, they ain't told us we could say. Listen.
Okay, so I'm gonna rephrase that then. I'm not gonna talk about that then.
No. I can say this, Robert. This is what I can say. because I keep 100 at all times.
Right.
They reached out, you know, and everybody's not on the same page.
Okay. Okay.
You know.
Understandable. So, have you kept in touch with anybody from your real world season, or no?
I mean, I have Ruthie and Maya live out here, so I see them the most frequent. You know, Matt, he kind of like disappeared. That's kind of his choice.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Justin, but since a reunion or something like that. Mm-hmm. I tried to find Colin. I actually tried to find Colin like about 4 years ago. Now I had like an old number and I tried to reach out, but it was bad. I ran into his. It's funny. I DJ'd this Christmas party for these firemen. Mm-hmm. Maybe about right before the pandemic. So maybe the year before the pandemic, and then the year before that, maybe 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And then this guy's like, "Yo, Teck, I'm Tony." He was like, "Yo, I came out there in Hawaii with you. I'm Colin's boy." I was like, "Oh, snap. I remember you." So that kind of sparked my interest to find him. So I had an old number on him. I looked him up, but it was bad. Mm-hmm. So I kind of looked for him, but I ain't find him. And then when I did find him, we ain't talked. So.
Man, and it's always amazing me to hear if years later if y'all keep in touch or not, and that's very fascinating to me for a lot of fans out here, because we wonder at times, do y'all keep in touch with them, especially going to Challenge Mania Live? We always catch up. How was your Challenge Mania Live experience?
And then my bad with Kaya, and then like with Kaya, we kept in touch on like Facebook and stuff like that throughout the years, you know. It was always like Facebook connections with maybe like Kaya, Maya, and Ruthie mostly, you know.
Yeah. I remember I met Ruthie one time. We was on the set of NCIS. I think that was New York, and we had an overnight thing. And I recognized her from the show, and I kind of briefly talked to her because I didn't want to bother her too much. She seemed cool. I mean, a little smaller person. She was smaller than I expected in person. I was like, that's interesting. So I'll never forget that because it was cold that day, and I was like, man, I'll never forget. We call time was at 4 something in the evening. We didn't leave until like 7:30 a.m. the next day, and I was tired too, and it was cold that night too. But I'll never.
Where y'all at? Where y'all filming at?
Downtown LA.
Oh, okay, you was in LA. Okay.
Yeah, it was downtown. I'll never forget that because I at the time I was staying with somebody in Anaheim, so I was catching a ride all the way out to Los Angeles. So if you want to get around LA, take public transportation. That's 10 times faster. Trust me on that one. So, what's your favorite part in LA? Do you have a favorite part? Favorite spot there?
Nah, but what I used to like to do, man, I'm an old school cat, you know what I'm saying? I done turned into like, man, I'm Mr. Like, I go to this spot called the Lackman, you know, and they used to have this jazz on Fridays, man. I used to pull up, man, a little picnic, you know what I'm saying, and just a book and go hear some jazz, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's always somebody I know out there because I go solo. I can move solo dolo. You know what I'm saying? I have fun with it. You know, I'm an Aquarius. I float like air. You know, so I'll pull up at Lackma. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that, man. That's what I like to do. I don't really like going to the beach. It's kind of too far, but Lackma was right in the middle. Plus the jazz be bumping. It'd be some cool jazz, you know. Yeah. And then I pull out the book and I just try to, you know. And then a black man with a book, you know, that, you know, white people are so amazed, you know what I'm saying? So I actually pull out the book and start reading my book. So amazed at white people.
But it's Teck. It's Teck. It was like, wait a minute, that's Teck. I said, you was on the Real World Hawaii. What's up, man? I know. Do you get that a lot? It's like, you was on Real World. What's up, brother? How you doing?
I don't, because you see how I look right now?
Yeah.
You see how I look now? I move like this. When I move like this, I get a stare, but it's like, I just like to move. Like before, I used to like being famous. Before, when you're in your 20s, you know what I'm saying? You know, you want all the perks, you know, free drinks, free food, free women, you know what I'm saying? Free weed, whatever. Now it's like, man, I just want to go and just chill. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I'm in somewhere, you know, at a restaurant, somebody one of the managers want to give me a free meal or something like that, of course, I take it, you know, but for the most part, man, I just want to move freely. That's why I put my hat on, my glasses on, man. I can just move like this. I can move in and out. I can ride the bus. I can ride a scooter down the street. I can walk. Yeah. I can move freely.
So how was your time down in Challenge Mania New Orleans. I know they just got finished wrapping up with that. What was your experience like down there?
I loved it, man. New Orleans is a great city, man. New Orleans was nice. New Orleans be turned up, man.
Yeah.
And Derek and Scott, those are some good cats. I
Yeah.
loved it. They had a great time. This was my first one. I got to do some comedy. I got to knock the rust off the comedy. So yeah,
Right.
I appreciate those guys. I want to do more. As soon as they call me back, I'll do some more for sure.
That's what I like to hear, man. I like to hear that because I'm kind of jealous because I may not get to go to the one in Nashville. I went to the original one when they had it before the pandemic hit, and this is that same weekend that Kobe Bryant passed away, unfortunately.
Right.
But they're
He
going.
passed away. He passed away on my birthday.
That was, I'll never forget that because one of my friends at the gym said, "You know, Kobe just died, right?" And I'm sitting up here like, "Are you serious? No, you're not telling me this." And I kind of out of it still from the day before being down at Challenge Mania, and then all the news start to flood the air, and I was like, "Wow!" And it's still unbelievable. I still can't believe he's gone. So R.I.P. Kobe. Challenge Mania, I cannot wait to get to it. The one in July, I'm trying to see if I can go. It'll be a last minute audible, so you may see me or you may not, just depending on how my month of May goes, because that's basically what I'm kind of determining if I can go in or not. So before I let you go, I'm gonna ask you one more question. What's your view on the whole CBS challenge?
Man,
give me your honest view. I mean, not to get you in trouble or nothing.
No.
What can you tell me? 100.
Man, I just hope one of my guys wins it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a franchise, man. They're gonna make money as many ways as they can. And here's the thing with you all right, listen.
Mm.
Here's the thing with me. Here's the thing about Teck money, all right? And I always want to protect the players. So
right.
Thing about me is that the production company's gonna do what they want with this franchise. And us as players need to protect ourselves as best as we can. So with that being said, we should get as much money as we can. We should get as many perks and get as many props as we can. So if they're taking care of the players, kudos. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're gonna make as much money off this franchise as they can. So as us as players should make sure we get as much as we can. So
okay,
if they're doing that,
yes,
that's great.
Okay, so I'm gonna take it this route. Do you think they could have? Do you think they should have done it sooner?
I don't think sooner because now they have the whole everything's connected now. Everything is under one umbrella, so it just makes sense because I think they're pulling from all these other factions, right? They're pulling from like Survivor and the Challenge and Love Island and stuff like that, So I mean, I think the time is right. You know what I'm saying? There's actually, I think I heard that there's is it how many what are the shows they're pulling from?
Let me see. You got Survivor, Love Island, Big Brother. Not Big Brother. They don't have nobody from Big Brother. So I know it's Survivor, Love Island, Amazing Race. And there's a fourth show in there. I can't remember which one. But yeah, they're pulling from those. And I mean, they're not bringing anybody from the MTV stage just yet. I can see them probably doing it in the near future. But I'm always curious on what y'all players from the past think about them expanding out finally, in which they could have probably did years ago, but I understand why they did it now. But we could see that coming from Battle of the X's too. So that actually started that way.
So there's nobody from the MTV challenge is doing it. It's just people from like the CBS challenge is doing it.
Right, and then TJ is the only one that's the host that's from MTV. So that's the only one from MTV really at the moment. So it's gonna be interesting.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know. I thought again, I'm out the loop. I thought they were having people from our challenge do it.
Not yet. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but I can see them doing that. I'm wondering if they'll do it after. So I'm kind of guessing on what's gonna happen if MTV is gonna even exist with the challenge after 38, because right now they're having the 38 on MTV, but after 38 is what my questioning is now. What is the future of the franchise past 38? Will it eventually go away from MTV, and now you have this whole Paramount CBS deal, and it's just blanketed under that since Viacom got bought up between that. So it's gonna be interesting to see how all this plays out. So
y'all fans be on it, boy. Man,
all the time.
On it. Y'all be on it.
Yeah, we've been watching it since the 90s. I grew up in it with the Real World, then the Challenge. So we be on it 100% all the time. So Teck Money, I want to definitely thank you for coming on. I definitely enjoyed our conversations. Thank you for bearing with me with all these technical difficulties. And this is my first challenge guest that I've had where I had all these technical issues, and this was a slamming good conversation. So Teck Money, how can we get in touch with you?
Robert, I hope I didn't call you the wrong name before. Robert. No. Okay, good. I was like, did I call him James? Robert. I didn't.
You high. I know you high. You better leave that weed alone.
I mean, I'm not going to confirm or deny that. You know what I'm saying? I'm drinking coffee. So yes, I'm caffeinated. So yeah, I'm drinking coffee. I'm caffeinated. Yes. Can you get in touch with me? I don't know if they can get in touch with me, man. What they want to get in touch with me for? You know what I'm saying? No.
I'm talking about your social media. Your social media, sir.
I know. Everything's at Teck Homes. Just Teck Homes. TeckHolmes at Teck Homes.
Oh man. Like, subscribe, and what's your website that we can get some merch from, man?
The merch is at it's on my Instagram. It's on my Instagram. Nehemiah is selling the merch. It's because I don't know the link because Nehemiah got it all set up. You know what I mean? So I'll let him run that. Because I was like, man, listen, I can't produce a song, produce shirts and all that. Somebody got to do something else, man. So we got it worked out. All you gotta do is hit Nehemiah. The link is in my my Instagram, and you put in the code Teck TECK. You get 10% off. The profit goes to me, and Nehemiah will send the shirt. You got it worked out like that.
Boom! There you go. You definitely got to do that. Like, subscribe, especially Save the Palace. Before I let you go, Teck, I want to ask you a question off air. So I am going to end it like this.
Save the palace, save the palace. Save the palace, save the palace. Anyone come challenge me? Save the